Hello, my name is Samuel Essling, and I am making this video in a response to the Reality Reports video they posted about the Wheeler Block Party and their interview with Julio Roseo. Now, before I start this video, I'd like to make a couple things really clear. One, I do not think that it is good that the people got maced, arrested, tackled, fined, etc. at the Wheeler Block Party. I think it is a terrible state of affairs when it comes to the point where people are harmed when the situation could have been handled without injury. Secondly, this is not a video to attack anyone. This is a note to clarify and hopefully help those out there who don't understand to understand a few things so they can spread the truth about what really happened at the Wheeler Block Party. Now that I've made those statements, I'm going to jump right in on something that's been annoying me a little bit, and it's the statement that there was a, quote, trampling of the Fourth Amendment and Fourth Amendment rights. Well, the Fourth Amendment states the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. The key word I would like you all to notice in there is the word unreasonable. With the actions that were being taken by the individuals that participated in the Wheeler Block Party, they gave reason for the seizure of their person. Many may ask why. It's very simple. Because they broke laws. They were guilty of disturbing the peace, public intoxication, mob action, on many accounts underage drinking and serving of alcohol to minors. Don't forget criminal damage to property either. And that's just a few of the crimes that they were guilty of. And you can Google any of those crimes that I just listed and find the definition, and you will see that I'm not mistaken in claiming that the individuals at the Wheeler Block Party were guilty of them. Also, many will say, well, that's all well and good, but what about the people that weren't drinking, that didn't do anything, that were just standing there in the police's way and got maced? The police would say something to them, they wouldn't move, and then they got maced. Well, they were guilty of the charge of interfering with public duties. You can Google that as well. All my statements right there just explain as to why the Fourth Amendment rights of individuals were not violated, because the police had legitimate reasoning for their actions. They were handling criminals because those individuals had broken the law. Now, don't think I'm being a hypocrite. If I was at the block party, I have had friends that have been at the block party, and I have said the exact same thing to them. I do not think that myself or my friends are free of this plight or of this claim. If I was there, I would be guilty of all the things I just stated. Secondly, I would like to dive into the comment as to why was it a riot. Well, this is probably the most simple of the reasonings. I'd like to define a riot for you. A riot is a public act of violence by an unruly mob. Rioting is a state of disorder involving group violence. To take part in a riot is to disturb the peace by engaging in a riot. A synonym for rioting is carouse, engaging in boisterous, drunken merrymaking. Well, there's a lot of drinking. There was also throwing of beer bottles and cans at the police, lighting a fire on public property, tearing down a stop sign. Those last three can all be defined as acts of violence, therefore making a large group of individuals, a mob, partaking in rioting actions. So that's why the Wheeler Street Block Party was a riot. Now, I want to next move to the statement I've seen a lot saying that the police had this planned, that they had the riot police ready and on standby, and that it was just they had planned to move in there and take care of it all and get on the students. Obviously, who in their right mind would not have the riot police on standby when you know there is a possibility that there will be a gathering in excess of 3,000 individuals drinking and partying all within a 2-block radius? Anyone that would say they would not do that is either lying or not thinking at all. Piggybacking on that statement, people have said, why were the sound cannons and mace used? A mob of 3,000 plus people, many of whom are intoxicated, and less than 200, that's being extremely generous, less than maybe 100 to 150 police are entering a crowd that is chanting, "Fuck the police." You will arm yourself with whatever weapons to make sure that you can do your job and not be harmed. Now, let me state this. All the weapons that were used were weapons of non-lethal force. They didn't even go in with beanbag guns or pellet guns, let alone weapons that could have actually killed somebody. They went in with non-lethal force to defuse the mob. And even those that were maced were offered help by the EMS. The police helped them get the mace out of their eyes so that they were ready to go and okay. Now, some may say that I'm being a hypocrite by stating this while I wasn't at the Wheeler Block Party. I wasn't at the Wheeler Block Party because I had a lot of homework to do. I'm not the kind of student who sits around and just does schoolwork and does nothing all day. I have gone out and partied plenty of times. I love to go to the bar. In fact, my apartment's only a block away from the bar. I'm there almost every weekend. However, I'm not going to stand by here and let people destroy the good name of Western by claiming that it is responsible for what happened at the Wheeler Block Party. The individuals that were there and chose to ignore the police statements and the police orders, they are responsible for what happened. I don't like that they got maced, and I think that it would have been much better if they'd have gotten out of the way, but they brought it all upon themselves by not obeying the orders that they were given, and therefore I don't feel sympathy for them. And in closing, I would like to challenge the Reality Report to let me come on there and have a talk with them about what really happened at the Wheeler Block Party to discuss their extremely biased view of what happened. I've watched their videos that they've posted about it, and not one of them shows when the students began throwing beer bottles at the regular uniformed cops, nor does it show when there are fires being lit or when they tear down the stop sign. So when you guys are ready to have a chat with me, I'd love to. But until then, I want to say thank you to everybody that watched this, and I hope you enjoyed it.